Hey everybody, it's sameetatu, and this time I wanted to feature tattoos again. And unlike makeup, which you can wash off, have a lot of fun, that's awesome, we're going to feature tattoos, which is permanent and does not wash off, and you better choose wisely, sister or brother, because it doesn't come off. I get it. We all have mistakes, but I have a couple, maybe 3. But with this example, I wanted to feature somebody who took the time to work this out, and it wasn't a speedy turnaround. We're featuring a client and dear friend, Satine Phoenix. She came at a very pivotal point in her life, and actually pivotal point in all of our lives. But it was a process. It was a long process. It wasn't a quick turnaround by any means. The drawing alone took a long ass time. So, you know, sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. All tattoos don't take 2 hours. That's all I got to say. And it's actually been a kind of a mascot for us. It was one of the first collaboration between Snakebite and myself. I use it for all our promotions. It's pretty much been the mascot of the studio. This piece had a lot of attention, and it meant a lot to all of us. After the drawing process was finished and we had line art, she didn't want to use black, so we had to think about a color selection. So you take line art and do the color selections in Photoshop, Commandos. After we selected the colors, we had to set an appointment, and we knew that was going to be an all-day process, or I did, and I had to make it very important. She had to bring food and have snacks and be hydrated. It's really important. It makes, especially that first sitting, so vital because it's usually going to be the longest, and it was. So your first session is going to be your longest session because I got to do the line work, which is basically lay all the bones or lay all the blueprints down at one time. I'm not big on piecing together puzzles and trying to figure it out, so I really need to put it down in one shot, and at least some basic line work to know where I'm going from that point forward. Satine felt like a champ. She didn't flinch at all. In fact, I think she read a book. Yeah, and she gave me my time to really do my thing. She gave up her entire day, which is important. Didn't have any plans before or after, no timer on me. It's mandatory. And then after that, once I get that on, you know, you give me your time as you can, you know, bits and pieces. Try to make it large chunks as possible. You know, when you cut that time down short and you have a large tattoo, it's not always the best. So I say at least 3 to 4 hours if you can give up at a time. Big sessions is always best. That way you can knock it out. It doesn't drag it out for years. It can be months instead. Let me tell you, that time passes by quick before you know it, and you have a half-finished tattoo. It happens a lot. It's happened to me. Which time does run by, and speaking of, hers took about a year. Sometimes you can't give up your time like that once a week like you initially planned. So to laying it on the body and coming back and filling in those lines and coming back again and starting the shading process, you know, and making sure everything's evened out, letting it heal, come back again, see how those colors work out. You know, it is a little bit of an experiment sometimes, especially with Satine's process. It wasn't normal, it was more of a wash, which you will see what I did.
You see me as I'm shifting the tide, yeah, from race to one, yes, love one another, yeah, you think you're blind, but you find you're another, yeah, from race to one, yes, love one another, yeah, you think you're blind, but you find you're another, yeah, from race to one, yes, love one another, yeah,
you go into the shading, and you need it to heal, and see what happens with that. So in between the line work and the color shading, Satine brought in this badass photographer, Brandon Vasquez, to not only take some kick-ass photos of her, but some pretty goddamn awesome photos of us too. Let this inspire you to create your own vision of yourself. I hope you were entertained, but I hope you were learning something too. And I'll see you next time. I'm Sameetatu.